What is up, FBG fam? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another Genshin Impact video. So we got official information on Kokomi's banner as well as the weapon banner that will be coming alongside her when she officially drops in the game. So I wanted to give you guys my opinion on it, of course. And we got Kokomi's trailer that dropped as well, which is a fantastic trailer. I thought they did a really good job with it. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. So the Kokomi banner and the weapon banner. We're going to talk about Kokomi's banner first because I think there's some insane value here. I think this is a pretty stacked banner because of the 4 stars that are on here. And Kokomi herself, I think, is actually going to be a fantastic character. I've talked about that in the past already. We don't need to go into that any further. But I think for free-to-play players, this is going to be an extremely good banner to pull on. I think there's some insane value here because we have Shincho, who's one of the best 4 stars in the game. We have Beto, again, another fantastic 4 star, especially if you're missing out on a really good Electro unit. And then we have Rosaria, who's a really good Cryo unit. And we have Kokomi herself, who I think, and this is the reason why I say there's some insane value here, because Kokomi herself, for free-to-play players, I think is going to make the game a little bit easier. I think she's a fantastic unit, especially because as a designated healer, there's not too many of those characters, especially if you're free to play. You may not have access to like a Jean or a Chi-Chi who can instantly heal your team. You may only have access to, let's say, a Barbara, who is that is what she does, is healing. And then you may have other characters like Bennett, you know, who are pseudo healers. Bennett, Noelle, even Shincho himself, who that's not their primary job, but they have the ability to do it a little bit, right? But if you grab yourself a Kokomi, which when you're building her healing anyways, because that's what her damage scales off of, then you're getting yourself an extremely good healer. And you're getting a character that's going to help your team out tremendously. And you're getting a character who's going to help you in the game tremendously as well as a free-to-play player. I think this is such a great unit, a very valuable unit, and one that I think is going to bring insane value to your account just overall in general. And then you have Shincho, like I mentioned, just an overall fantastic unit. It's such a great character to have on your team, fits in any team comp that you put him in. And then you have Beto, who's really extremely good. She has one of the best elemental bursts in the game. She has a counter, fantastic Electro unit, one of the best ones you can pick up right now. And then you have Rosario, who's a fantastic Cryo character that can apply Cryo pretty consistently, and she does some pretty damn good damage herself. So I think this banner has just extreme value for free-to-play players, and I think it's really good. So if you were planning on getting Kokomi from the beginning, then you're really getting something great here. If you weren't planning on getting Kokomi, or you were kind of on the fence about it, especially if you're a free-to-play player, just hold off. And I mentioned this in the past as well. Just give yourself, you know, a couple of days. I know it's going to be tough. I know it's going to be a little bit difficult, but give yourself a couple of days to let content creators test out the character. Test run the character yourself as well. You have the ability to do that. And I mentioned this in past videos as well. You may really enjoy the character for what she is, character design wise, what you're seeing, the skills and everything, but then you test run her and you don't really like the way she plays. It happened before, it happened to me, so it may happen to you. Test run the character first, see if you enjoy using her, and then if you do, still wait a couple of more days, let content creators really test this character out, kind of try and unlock her full potential and see what she's truly capable of. And if she ends up being, you know, this A-tier character for you, that I think she's going to be, I think she's going to be one of the top characters in the game, then by all means go for it, because you're getting really good value, especially if you don't have any of the 4 stars. You're picking up a really good 4 star. But if you do have the 4 stars, you just need some constellations on them, well, that's fantastic. You're picking up some really good constellations along the way. Now let's go ahead and talk about the weapon banner. So that was the Kokomi banner. I think there's just insane value for free-to-play players there. Let's talk about the weapon banner. So the weapon banner is a little bit trickier. Now, at first glance, insane value, right? That's what I was thinking. From first glance, I'm thinking insane value because they put the Primordial Jade cutter, which I was hoping this weapon would have been on the Raiden Shogun's banner. That just would have been incredible. But they put it on Kokomi's banner, and rightfully so. I understand why. And the reason being, so like I mentioned, at first glance, I'm like, holy smokes, Primordial Jade cutter on this banner, insane value. But then you have to look a little bit deeper, right? You got to kind of look at it, stare at it for a little bit, and then understand fully what's happening here. And it's 100% a trap, and here's the reason. If you're pulling on this weapon banner, and you're pulling because you want the Primordial Jade cutter, you're running into a big risk here. But if you're pulling on this banner, you're pulling for the Everlasting Moonglow, then you're getting insane value. You see that flip side here, that dichotomy that we have going on, and let me explain the reason. So the Everlasting Moonglow, excuse me, if you do not know, is an extremely good weapon for basically one character, and that is Kokomi herself. The thing about these weapons for these 5 stars that come out is that there are only maybe a handful of weapons where they're very versatile, they're universal, and you can put them on any character and it makes them instantly better. A few that come to mind is one right here, the Primordial Jade Cutter. This is arguably the best one-handed sword in the game. Arguably the best weapon in the game, one of the best weapons in the game. And the reason being is because of what this weapon does, you can instantly put it on any one-handed sword user and it makes them instantly better. So that's why this weapon is so fantastic. Another one that comes to mind is the Staff of Homa. Arguably one of the best weapons in the game. It is the best polearm in the game, and you can slap that polearm on any polearm user and it makes them instantly better. So those are 2 weapons that I can think of right offhand that are just extremely good for any character you can place them on. Now, when it comes to other weapons like the Moonglow that we have here, or even the Engulfing Lightning that we just had with the Raiden Shogun, the issue with these weapons is that they're insanely good on that specific character, Kokomi and the Raiden Shogun. Their best weapon, hands down, that you can put on them, and it's not even close. The problem is, it's for them specifically. If you try to put it on any other character outside of maybe 1 or 2, it doesn't benefit them at all, or it benefits them very little. You don't get much value out of it. So the problem lies in where you have this weapon, but if you don't have the specific character, then you have a weapon that is essentially useless for the most part. You know, you can make it work, but it's not ideal. So that is the problem with this banner, and that's why it's a trap. And as a free-to-play player, you have to go in here very cautiously. And what I mean by that is, you have to go into this weapon banner wanting the Moonglow. Because if you don't get the Moonglow, well, you're getting an insanely good secondary weapon. And that's how you always have to look at these weapon banners if you're going into them in the first place, which I don't usually recommend at all. If you're going into the weapon banner, you have to be okay with getting the second weapon. I mentioned that in past videos as well. If you're not okay with getting the second weapon, then you're better off not going for the weapon banner and saving your primos or intertwined fates for another banner or future characters. Because the thing about the weapon banner is they improved it, but the problem is that the pity is not that great. You have to fail 2 times before you're guaranteed the weapon that you're looking for when you go ahead and select that weapon. That's a lot of pulls. A lot of pulls. That's a lot of primos. That's a lot of intertwined fates to use. So if you're a free-to-play player or a light spender, you have to be okay with getting the secondary weapon, because most likely that's what's going to happen RNG-wise. So the thing is with this weapon banner, this is my best recommendation, is that if you're planning on going on this weapon banner, first you have to be going with the mindset of getting the Moonglow, and that's your priority, is getting the Moonglow. And if you get the Primordial Jade Cutter, well, that's just great as a secondary weapon that you're okay with getting. But as a free-to-play player or light spender, you have to make sure you secure Kokomi first before going on this banner. Because if you don't secure Kokomi first, then what is the point of going on this banner to obtain the Moonglow that you really essentially can't use on any other character? I think really the only other character that can benefit from this weapon is Barber, probably. And even then, it's not the greatest, right? It'll be good, but it's not the greatest. But why would you want to obtain this premium weapon that you're going to be spending probably a lot of primos or intertwined fates to get for a 4-star character that you've had in the game for quite some time already, rather than for the 5-star character that it's designed for, specifically designed for? So that's the issue. So you have to make sure, as a free-to-play player or a light spender, you secure Kokomi first, have Kokomi in the bag. And once you do that, then go on this banner and go for the Moonglow if you want to. And if you secure the Moonglow, or if you get the Primordial Jade Cutter, well, you got insane value here. But it's one of those things to where you have to be careful. You have to understand what you're getting yourself into here. And that is the problem with this weapon banner. And that's the problem with these 5-star weapons that they've been making as of late. Well, specifically with the Engulfing Lightning and with the Everlasting Moonglow. They're making these weapons to cater to the specific character and pretty much useless for any other character in the game. And that's really a problem. Like with the Staff of Homa, why it was so sought after is because you can slap it on Hu Tao instantly. That was Hu Tao's best in the slot, right? You can't even argue that. But you can put it on like a Zhongli, for example, and you can argue that might be Zhongli's best in slot, even though he has the applicable weapon for him, the Vortex Vanquisher. The Staff of Homa actually outperforms that weapon and outperforms any other weapon that you can put on Zhongli, just because of the way Zhongli's built and the way the Staff of Homa is built. But you can also put it on Xiao, and it makes Xiao instantly better as well. You know, maybe not albeit as good as, you know, it would be on Zhongli, and, you know, Primordial Jade Winged Spear is probably still better on Xiao overall, but you could put it on Xiao and it still works out phenomenally. Same with the Primordial Jade Cutter. You put that on any one-handed sword user and it arguably becomes their best weapon that you can use on them because of how insanely good it is and universally good it is because of its kit. But they're making these 5-star weapons now recently with the Moonglow and the Engulfing Lightning very catered to that specific character. So it makes it even more difficult to recommend pulling on the weapon banner if you don't have that specific character, right? Like the Raiden Shogun's weapon banner was just, in my opinion, it was terrible because the second weapon on there, albeit it's a good claymore, it's just not ideal. It's not like the Primordial Jade Cutter, for example. So that's just my 2 cents on the matter. That's just my opinion. So TLDR everything, as a free-to-play player, you're getting insane value on the Kokomi banner. I think it's a fantastic banner, especially if you were planning on getting Kokomi anyways, which I think as a free-to-play player, light spender, Kokomi is a fantastic character. I think she's going to be extremely good for free-to-play players, new players, because of that healing that she's going to be doing. And I think healing is going to be the thing moving forward that you're going to want to have on the team. I've always preached shield over healing, and I still believe that to this day, but I think healing is going to become more prevalent, and having another designated healer for that is what they do specifically, as well as being able to output some pretty good damage, I think is going to be extremely vital. And then the 4 stars on here are just pogs all around. Then the weapon banner, you just have to be cautious on. Anyways, guys, let me know your opinions down in the comments below. Let me know what you guys think. I do appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you guys so much for being so supportive here on the channel. I do apologize for not streaming today. I did wake up late, so that's my apologies. But hopefully I can make it up to you guys. I will be pulling for Kokomi myself, just in case you were wondering, and testing her out with the Raiden Shogun, because I think that combination is going to be pretty awesome. But anyways, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. Remember to stand out, be different, have fun, go further beyond in everything that you do. And until next time, my boys, until next time, my boys, until next time, it's your homie Cody, and I'm out. Bye, guys.